C50. Well, good morning everybody and welcome to live coverage of the 12th and final round for SuperOne 2023. Quick start here this morning. Let's roll straight into the first race of the day, Bambino C50. Heat 1 grid looks like this, determined by timed qualifying. 𝗦𝗲𝗄 and 𝗦𝗟liche on the first row. Ronnie Kempson and Toby Biggs row 2. Ollie West and Rex Pooley row 3. Harry Chapman and Mason Hibbert row 4. Mason Muncher and Simon Calman on row 5. Mickey Gonzalez and Ernie Wade on row 6. LBJ Stubbs and Logan Hodgetts row 7. Jack Daniels and Louis Wilson on row 8. We are underway then for the first race of the day. Drivers heading through Cafe Corner for the first time and heading down the Stratford runway here at Shenington. Classic circuit, always a great place to have a season finale, and the story of the day really in this category. Champion provisionally crowned, at least based on points so far, but they will have to race through and complete all the races today to secure everything up and go through that process. That driver, of course, being Rex Pooley in the number 31. But the question is, can 𝗦𝗲𝗄𝗏, the number 8, continue the great form that Henry's had the last couple of rounds? Is currently on a 3-round winning streak, having took yesterday's final in round number 11. The start's been good for 𝗦𝗲𝗄𝗏, leading at the moment, coming round out of the final corner onto the park straight to complete lap number 1. 𝗦𝗟liche is going to be pushing as well, I'm sure, today. It was very close to a first final victory yesterday. Coming round past us in the commentary box here by and through Cafe Corner. So it is 𝗲𝗄𝗏 leading. Toby Biggs in second place. Ollie West, who had a superb day yesterday, best day of the season so far, there in third place. So look out for West in kart number 20. Through the Stratford hairpin for the first time. The shorter format, of course, non-gearbox layout in play here today at Shenington. Through the Bruno chicane for the first time, and then back out onto the Hanger Straight. Circuit that looks quite simple on a track map, but is anything but. Plenty of overtaking opportunities. Very hard circuit for a leader to break away as well, so expect a lot of the racing to be like this today. Close, compact, on the limit. As I say, it's a very good place to have a season finale. Coming over the line then, end of lap number 2. 𝗦𝗲𝗄𝗏 leads at the moment here in heat number 1. Toby Biggs doing a great bit of work there. The top 2 nearly breaking away, but nearly being the key word there. Haven't shaken off Ollie West. Ronnie Kempson behind as well there in 4th. And Harry Chapman's had a decent start as well. Is up in P5. Spin towards the back of the field just to notify. It's William Wainwright in the number 21, but has recovered and got back into the race. I think there's also been a problem out there for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. The number 32 is currently off the back of the field, unfortunately. These top 2 really working together well. 𝗲𝗄𝗏 and Biggs. Through Hanger Corner and towards Wilkins, this really tricky looping hairpin. Key for it on a fast lap is taking that late apex to get the slingshot back out onto the park straight, but that can leave a driver in racing trim a bit vulnerable to an attack up the inside. Pace at the moment then, 𝗲𝗄𝗏 setting it 61.126 at the moment. Biggs just behind, 1.5 seconds is the gap back to this battle on your screens on the Alpha live stream for third. Ronnie Kempson, Rex Pooley and Harry Chapman, 3rd, 4th, 5th. As we say, provisionally, Rex Pooley has secured enough points to be champion, and there are stipulations on the basis of all drivers for all classes today need to go through the motions of these last rounds, and we have got a couple of scenarios for championship category titles to be decided here today. Rex Pooley has had a fantastic season. It's always been up in the top 5 at every event so far this year. It's really been the consistency that has put Rex Pooley in this strong place in the Bambino C50 Championship. He'll be enjoying his racing at the moment. End of lap number 4 then. 𝗦𝗲𝗀 and Biggs still out front, still working together. 61.2 rounded up to the nearest 10th for those drivers. Here, looking on your screens down the inside, 𝗦𝗲𝗀 had a great second place yesterday in the final, cutting through. 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗀 Gonzalez gaining positions as well. Mexican driver there in the number 22. I think was just getting past Ollie West in the number 20. So that's Gonzalez up to 9th place as they go through the Brno chicane. Mason Muncher having a good scrap here with 𝗦𝗲𝗀 as well as they go into Wilkins corner. Sure, covering on the inside. So, say really good speed so far this weekend. The number 96 coming up through the field as well. 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗀 Stubbs pushing for another top 10 here. So 1 minute and 40 to go. As I say, that third pack headed up by Muncher and Scher at the moment. Leaders coming round to start another lap then. Looking comfortable at the moment are 𝗦𝗲𝗀 and Biggs at the front of this field at the end of lap number 6. Pace is still good. Pace is still holding that gap of about 1.9 seconds back to the chasing trio of Kempson, Pooley and Chapman. Positions gained on that last lap. Jack Daniels is up to 9th place. Mason Hibbert and Ollie West, I think both lost positions. Actually, Hibbert's managed to get past Ollie West as well, so it was no net loss or gain for Hibbert on that particular lap. Time ticking down to 0. So we should be seeing, if my information's correct, the last lap board the next time the leaders come over start finish, which will be in a moment's time. Can see them coming out to the final corner now. It's been a very good run so far from both Henry Algar and Toby Biggs. Is Toby Biggs going to have an opportunity here for an overtake? He's trying to work an overlap out of the cafe corner, looking to the outside now as they go through and onto the Stratford Straight. Good speed for Henry Algar. I think will hold the position ahead. But Biggs is looking down the inside. Has he got the speed off of the Stratford hairpin? Yes, he has. Great move by Toby Biggs. Went for a big one down the inside. Has taken the lead of this race. Last lap board is out. This would be a great start to the day for Toby Biggs, but the job isn't done yet. Through Hanger Corner. Now down towards Wilkins. Is there going to be an opportunity for Henry Algar to strike back? Brilliantly worked piece of racecraft there from Toby Biggs. Just got to keep the foot down to take the checkered flag. Toby Biggs is going to take heat number 1 on the line by 0.034 of a second. Toby Biggs strikes first in heat 1 for the Bambino C50s. That is his first victory of the year. It's been knocking on the door. There's been second places and third places along the course of the year so far, but a great bit of work there by Toby Biggs. First heat win. Was clearly very happy about that one indeed. Second place for Henry Algar. More good results from yesterday's final winner. Ronnie Kempson third, top of the rookies home there in the number 13. Harry Chapman fourth, Rex Pooley fifth. 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀, Jack Daniels, Mason Muncher, Mickey Gonzalez and Ollie West all inside the top 10. Mason Hibberts was 11th, 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗀 Stubbs 12th, Elliot Payne, Ernie Wade, Louis Wilson, Jack Swong, Benjamin Schliever, Arlo Gamble, Simon Calvin and Arthur Bowers were all inside the top 20. Oliver Daniels 21st, William Wainwright, Logan Hodgetts and Noah Marburg completed the 24 kart field. Well, we'll see the C50s back out again later on today for their second heat of the day. Meanwhile, let's get ready for the next heat out on circuit. First appearance of the day in a racing capacity for Honda Cadet 200 and Mini ROK. As we say, start of racing activities for Honda Cadet and Mini ROK. Here's the grid determined by timed qualifying earlier on this morning. So the Honda Cadet grid will look like this. It'll have 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀 and 𝗦𝗶𝗶𝗀 Motorsport on pole position for it. Connor Winfield will be alongside on the front row. Great qualifying there for Connor. Luke McGall and Max Taddy. Happy birthday once again to Max Taddy. Had a great birthday present yesterday with the final win. But both of those two drivers will start there on row number 2. Jensen Walker and Archie Cannon on row 3. Charlie Quine and Hendrix Bennett on row 4. Charlie Gregg and J.M. Prakash on row 5. Isla Parsons completes the 11 runners in Honda Cadet. Alexander Adams, the Mini ROK runner here today, will start 12th overall. So the championship scenario at the moment here in the Honda Cadet category. Max Taddy, provisionally, we do have to state that word, just be in line with all the sporting regulations, but barring any extraordinary circumstances, Max Taddy has got the championship points required to beat the rest of the competition here in Honda Cadet. Has had a great season. As I say, won the final yesterday. Was first and second in the 2 heats that we saw yesterday for round number 11. Other strong performances yesterday. Jensen Walker was second in the final. 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀 third. Good to see that Luke McGall hasn't raced in SuperOne so far this season, but was on good form yesterday. Fourth in the final, not outside of the top 5 in any of the races yesterday for Luke McGall there in the number 35. So we'll look to see that form continue here today in round number 12. Can get in contact with us here in the box. I'll be keeping an eye on the YouTube comments. Let us know who you're supporting. Hello to Lisa, who's tuning in for the C50s, and Charmaine as well for the C50s. Out go the drivers for a short half formation lap here at Shenington. They go straight through the cut through, out onto the hanger straight to form up this grid. 11 Honda Cadets here today, and the single Mini ROK as well. Some great racing yesterday. Very tricky conditions yesterday if you weren't at the circuit. The weather, quite simply, was the very definition of changeable. Couldn't make its mind up. We had blazing sunshine 1 minute, and then 10 minutes later rain, but it never really set in, the rain. It was a constant back and forth here at Shenington. Hopefully a little bit calmer today, and easy for the drivers to make those tyre decisions. We're ready to go then, almost, here in Honda Cadet for their first race of the day. And indeed, away we go for Heat 1 for our cadet drivers. Good start for 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀, sweeps straight into the lead. Good start for Max Taddy as well in the number 4 into second place. Rest of the field filing through. Away as well goes Alexander Adams in the Mini ROK entry. Running along this freshly laid tarmac through Pitts Bend and down towards the bottom of the circuit. Has added a few characteristic changes to the circuit for the drivers who have got experience around here from previous events. Onto the hanger straight. 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀 leads the race then. You imagine that the 2 Ambition Motorsport drivers will look to work together at this stage of the race. There's the number 27 of Connor Winfield just behind. Had a great time at Whilton Mill, some really good speed last time out. Archie Cannon's had a strong run there on lap 1 as well, and the number 42 is already up to 4th place. Onto the Stratford straight they go then, into the Stratford hairpin, and sure enough, does look like the Ambition drivers are trying to work together, holding line astern. They'll try to push off the front of this group. The job for Winfield and the others behind will be to keep that pace up likewise, and not let those 2 lead drivers break away like we saw in the C50s. Jensen Walker just saw there having a look at Archie Cannon for 4th place. In the end, just filing in behind. End of lap number 2 then. Sullivan leads, Taddy in 2nd place, Winfield still 3rd, Cannon, Walker 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀, 𝗦𝗲𝗂𝒃 and 𝗏𝗏𝒏𝒏𝒃 the top 10. Alexander Adams has got past for 11th place overall, past Isla Parsons. But the rhythm building in this race, I think as we would expect. Honda Cadet, always a close and competitive category, particularly here in SuperOne. And this one will just simmer away, I reckon, until we get to the last couple of laps. That's when the big moves will be made, and serves us up for an entertaining finish, because it is a group of 7 over the line. Moment completed by Charlie Quine. Good to see Charlie back in SuperOne action. Saw Charlie earlier in the year. Had some good races back then. Fastest driver out there on the track at the moment is Archie Cannon in 4th place into the 50.430. The first driver into the low 50 point somethings. But Keane Sullivan doing a really good job here at the moment, keeping consistent, looking calm, looking relaxed at the wheel of the number 26, not pushing too hard. Just holding that track position at the moment, getting the help from Max Taddy behind. See Taddy cutting back there for that late apex through Wilkins onto the straight again. Looks like Cannon's keen to get on with things. He's looking down the inside for 3rd place on Connor J. Winfield. Winfield sticks it in there, holds that line, and almost goes for the classic cafe corner defence there. You hold the outside line through Park Bend, knowing that the track will then switch back in your favour through cafe corner. That was very well done by Connor J. Winfield to not panic too much as Archie Cannon looked to get down the inside there for 3rd place. Through the Bruno chicane then. Can the Ambition Motorsport drivers take this opportunity to break off the front, because there is a bit of a gap now there between Taddy and Winfield for 3rd place. 2nd to 3rd place rather. Yeah, there you see just how quickly the gaps close up here at Shenington, particularly under braking. Driver can close in, grab that slipstream along the next straight, and that's what makes it so difficult for the leaders round this track. And sure enough, Connor J. Winfield has just gently cruised up to the back of Max Taddy again. There's a bit of action further back as well. Just behind Jensen Walker there in 5th place are Luke McGall and Charlie Quine, who are looking to move themselves up the order. That'll be the thing for the drivers at the back of this group. They'll be seeing these laps tick down. Positive, of course, being that they're still in the pack and therefore have a chance of winning this race. But that time is ticking away now. 2 minutes remaining on the clock. And if they do want to take the race victory in this heat, they'll probably want to start moving themselves up the order at least a couple of positions. Pace increasing at the front of the order. 50.408 for Sullivan, 50.409 for Taddy. Both of them setting personal bests that time around. Just to note a little bit further back, good battle going on between Hendrix Bennett and Charlie Gregg as well over 8th place. But cameras wise will keep locked here on this, say, just simmering at the moment. It's not properly kicked off yet. Everyone just wanted to keep themselves in play for the last couple of laps of this first heat of the day for Honda Cadet. Alexander Adams has gained another position overall, has got past J.M. Prakash for 10th place. Drivers will go over the line here. I think they'll have 2 more laps on time. Yes, they will, because 60 seconds remaining on the clock means they'll have about 10 or 9 seconds remaining when the next come round, so they won't see the last lap board for another couple of laps. Good news for those drivers in the second half of this group. More opportunities for them to work their way up the order, but it's still Sullivan from Taddy, Winfield. 3 drivers who've raced in the Purgo SuperOne series a lot this season, know each other well, know each other's racing styles, of course. But you can just feel it's starting to get a bit edgy in there. I think Jensen Walker's moved up to 4th place, past Archie Cannon in all of that. Yes, Jensen Walker has, in the number 22 kart, got through and into 4th place. We'll have a busy day, Will Jensen, because he'll also be racing in the Micromax category later on in the programme. Position change confirmed for 4th place. Contact warning for 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 in the number 27. So, yeah, we have a couple more seconds remaining on time, which expires now. But that's okay. They're already on this lap. So this lap plus one more for the first heat today in Honda Cadet, and it's still an ambition 1-2 at the moment. Sullivan and Talley at the front of the order. Alexander Adams has got another position. He's got past Charlie Gregg. It's actually the fastest driver out on circuit at the moment. That was a bit of a slide from Cian Sullivan. Catches it up well. Holds onto the lead as they go down the hanger straight for the penultimate time. But it's getting close back there. Jensen Walker in particular is looking down the inside for 3rd place here on 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀. Beautiful move there by the Cutting Edge Racing pilots. Jensen Walker up to 3rd place. And at the moment, you'd say based on these overtaking manoeuvres, he's in a very good position to gain more spots on the final lap, which is now happening. So yeah, the final lap board has gone out. Just to come back to Alexander Adams, just to keep track of that story, up to 9th place now overall. As I say, the fastest driver out on circuit. Defensive line down the inside for Max Taddy. Cian Sullivan doesn't have to worry about any attacks from behind as they run towards the Bruno chicane for the first time. Winfield still there in 4th place. Good battle going on between Cannon, McGall and Quine over 5th place. Walker to the outside now. This could be a tricky position for Walker. It's not where you want to be through Wilkins, but has dealt with it well. Slotted back into the position behind Max Taddy, but Cian Sullivan's going to take the race victory here. A very well managed race from Cian Sullivan. Takes heat number 1 from pole position. Max Taddy P2. 3rd for Jensen Walker with some great moves up through the field. Connor J. Winfield in 4th. Luke McGall 5th, Archie Cannon 6th, 7th Charlie Quine. Good race as well from Alexander Adams up to 8th place there in the Mini ROK entry. 9th for Hendrix Bennett, 10th for Charlie Gregg, J.M. Prakash and Isla Parsons complete the 12 runners. Good stuff there from the Honda Cadet and Mini ROK entries. We'll see them again later on this afternoon. Next up out on circuit, first heat of the day for Bambino 𝗻𝗻𝗻. Time to go racing then for the 𝗻𝗻𝗻𝗀 Bambino category, their first heat of the day. Harris Barber will have pole position for its Chester Forks alongside on the front row. Freddie Baker and William Crombie row 2, Oscar Kenny, and welcoming Ralph Martin to SuperOne for 2023 starts there 6th on row number 3. Mickey Gonzalez is back in action, has already been out there in a racing capacity once this morning. Will start on row 4 alongside Albert Farrow, who had a great run at Whilton Mill last time out. Ollie Little and Darren Dimitrov complete the top 10 there on row 5. Theo Jepson and Alfie Garrett are on row 6. Chloe McGill and Sophia Page will start on row 7. Ethan Holm and Max Joy on row 8. Bodie Batch completes the 17 runners there on row number 9. So, championship scenario in this one. Again, on a provisional basis. This one was decided yesterday in favour of Chester Forks, who went out there, took the final victory, took one of the heats as well. 2nd place in the final was Harris Barber, who continues this really good form in the second half of the season. It's been one of the biggest improvers so far in this year's Purgo SuperOne series is Harris Barber. And Oscar Kenny completed the top 3 steps at the podium in 3rd. William Crombie was 4th. 5th was Freddie Baker and 6th was Albert Farrow. Chester Forks was very pleased yesterday, of course, having taken the final win. Be moving up, I'm sure, again from this 𝗻𝗻𝗻𝗀 Bambino category. But before that, one more round here in SuperOne 2023 for all of our 𝗻𝗻𝗻𝗀 Bambino drivers to tackle. Left-hand side of your screen, Chester Forks alongside on the front row with Harris Barber on the right-hand side of your screen. Under starters orders, away they go then in 𝗻𝗻𝗻𝗀 Bambino. Very good start for Harris Barber. Will take the lead through the first corner and into Cafe here on lap number 1. William Crombie's down the inside, having a squabble there with Mickey Gonzalez over around 5th position. and has won out in that one. Clean start from our 𝗦𝗲𝗻𝗻 Bambino drivers heading down the straight to the Stratford hairpin for the first time, and good run for Chester Fawkes, takes the lead of the race from 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗶𝗲𝗀. Superb stuff indeed from the champion-elect. Can also see, I think, Freddie Baker trying to move up the order as well there in the black and yellow number 92. In fact, it is Freddie Baker down the inside, takes second place. Great start for Freddie Baker. Shown the speed this season, particularly at 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗃𝗃 earlier in the year. I remember Freddie had a really strong run, and in some ways this circuit shares characteristics with 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗃. Lots of straights, it's a power circuit. All about keeping the momentum up, particularly in the lower powered categories. And look at this, down the inside, Freddie Baker, not settling for second place, takes the lead of the race. Not much that Chester Fawkes could do about that one, although Chester Fawkes is going to fight back here with a bit of help from behind in the shape of 𝗦𝗲𝗻𝗃𝗃, indeed does retake the lead. That was a great run for Freddie Baker. Didn't quite play out through the course of the lap, but no worries, still the best part of 5.5 minutes to go. Change for second place there as Barber gets some help from Ralph Martin behind. So this should be a great start for Ralph Martin. In fact, Ralph Martin currently the fastest driver out there on circuit, up in third place. Group of 5 have broken off the front of the field here, completed by the number 48 of Oscar Kenny. Chasing pack from 6th downwards, currently headed up by Mickey Gonzalez, who I think gained, sorry, apologies, Ollie Little gained 3 positions on that last lap, so a great lap there from Ollie Little in the number 20. Chester Fawkes leading this race out, as he's done so many times this year, even though he's still very young and very early in his racing career. Just breathes out that confidence. He's got a bright future as Chester Fawkes, as do a number of these drivers. 𝗦𝗲𝗻𝗃𝗃𝗃, fastest driver out there on circuit, 54.750 that time around. 4 minutes remaining on the clock. Oscar Kenny looks down the inside, goes for 2 in 1. Beautiful move there by Oscar Kenny. Well, initially that was on Freddie Baker, but the speed and momentum carried Oscar Kenny down the inside of Ralph Martin as well. He kept the line, held it to the inside through Stratford, and as I say, gained 2 positions there in 1 overtake. But back comes Ralph Martin down the inside, will retake 3rd spot into Wilkins here on lap number 4. Great racing once again in the 𝗦𝗲𝗻𝗻𝗃 Bambino category, a category that have pretty much been doing this every single round this year. If you've wanted action out there on circuit, the 𝗦𝗲𝗻𝗻𝗃 Bambino category has been a pretty good, solid bet for anyone this year wanting to enjoy a wheel-to-wheel racing here in SuperOne 2023. Through the Stratford hairpin they go once again here on lap number 5. Chester Fawkes still leads there. 𝗦𝗲𝗻𝗃𝗃𝗃 second in line, blue suit and white helmet. 3rd place for Ralph Martin, takes a tighter line through the Bruno chicane out onto the hanger straight. Quick check over the shoulder to make sure that Oscar Kenny wasn't thinking about an attack. No, just holding there in 4th place. 5 drivers still as a big group at the front of the field. Looking a bit further down, Ollie Little's gained, well actually Ollie Little's had a problem, has fallen back down the order but to 13th place, and that was 15th place. There's also been changes. I think Albert Farrow's got past Alfie Garrett for 7th spot. Down the hanger straight once again. Barber having a look down the inside into the Stratford hairpins. Can take the lead of the race. Chester Fawkes doesn't offer up too much of a defence. Playing the long game perhaps. And Ralph Martin's got through there as well. So Barber and Martin first and second now. Fawkes relegated down to third, but still very much in it. 𝗦𝗻cie likewise there in fourth. I think Freddie Baker's just starting to drop off the back of the group now. Oh, Fawkes to the inside, goes for both of them. Beautiful move yet again from Chester Fawkes. How many times have we said that in 2023? Brave on the brakes. Takes back the lead of the race. That's one of those that on a lap chart will look relatively uneventful as a lap, but my goodness me, it was anything but. Ralph Martin has also hopped up to second place in all of that. Second group going through as well. I can just see that Gonzalez still holding sixth position ahead of 𝗏𝗏, Garrett, Crombie and McGill. There's the other 5 drivers currently inside the top 10. But how good was that move from Chester Fawkes? Brave being, I think, the optimum word there. This is a corner carrying a lot of speed. As down the inside here comes Ralph Martin with help from 𝗦𝗻cie. Chester Fawkes switches back. Brilliant racing once again here in 𝗦𝗻𝗻𝗻 Bambino. Chester Fawkes just so calm at the moment at the front of the order. Knows he's going to have the attacks coming in. But always has something in response. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. There'll be 2 more laps here for the first heat of the day in 𝗦𝗻𝗻𝗻 Bambino. Side by side there between Martin and Barber. Looks like Harris Barber has got back up to third place past 𝗦𝗻cie. Any 4 of these drivers could win this first heat of the day. Wouldn't rule out Freddie Baker at the moment as well, because if there was a little bit of something eventful between these 4 drivers in these last few laps, then Freddie Baker's in a very good position to pick up more spots and more points. This is a good start to the day for Freddie Baker's championship permutations down the order. Down the inside goes Ralph Martin once again, takes the lead of the race, and has this time got good speed off of the final corner and onto the park straight. We'll see the final lap board, and here comes Harris Barber down the inside. Bit of help from behind, and Harris Barber takes the lead as they go on to the last lap. Still this top 4 switching positions back and forth all the time. William Crombie's gained a couple of spots. He's up to 6th place past Garrett and 𝗏𝗏. Mickey Gonzalez down to 9th place. Down the inside for 3rd place goes Chester Fawkes. Poor Ralph Martin, who put a great move in at the end of the penultimate lap to take the lead and have the lead going on to the final lap, now finds himself in 4th spot, but it's not done yet. Barber and Kenny down the back straight, down the hanger straight for the final time in this one. Very entertaining stuff once again. You can see Fawkes having a look there down the inside of 𝗦𝗻𝗻𝗃. Forceful move, takes second place. That's going to open the door for Harris Barber to take another victory. Takes the first heat of the day. 2nd for Chester Fawkes, 3rd for 𝗦𝗻𝗃, 4th for Ralph Martin, 5th for Freddie Baker. Great drives from all drivers there in the top 5, and it's been a great battle going on for 6th place that in the end has been taken by Mickey Gonzalez. 7th for Alfie Garrett, 8th Chloe McGill, Theo Jepson and Darren Dimitrov complete the top 10. Albert 𝗏𝗏 11th, William Crombie 12th, 13th will be Ollie Little there across the line in the number 20. Sophia Page in the 24 is 14th, and Ethan Holm in 15th. Well, as we can say, come to expect with 𝗦𝗻𝗻𝗻 Bambino, is a very, very entertaining first heat of the day for them. Their second heat will be later on this afternoon after lunch break. We've got to move on very swiftly though. This is the key category of the day. Our closest championship battle is about to commence out there on circuit. First heat of the day for Micromax is up next. Right, so let's have a look through the grid first then for Micromax before we get on to championship scenarios and who we're going to be looking out for today. Leo Livings has pole position, won the final yesterday, is great form this weekend, and is joined on that front row by Elliot Travis, the number 37. Jensen Sale and Sebastian Behrman form up row 2. Jack Baker and Logan Rolfe form up row number 3. All of our championship contenders are there in those first 3 rows. Harper Das and Jensen Walker go from row 4. Noah Moulton and Sebastian Clark from row 5, 𝗦𝗬𝗲𝗀𝗃 𝗦𝗫𝗫𝗀 and 𝗦𝗬𝗃 𝗦𝗃, who was on the podium yesterday with a great drive there on row number 6. Archie Rogers-Tyler and Bertie Clark go from row 7. Layla Bell and Akil Nane Giannone, also on the podium yesterday, complete the grid there on row number 8. Right. When we apply one set of drop scores, it is 2 points between Baker and Sale in this championship fight. It's basically like a one-day event now, and it's going to be very, very close out there in what's been one of the most competitive classes this year. They're away and racing here in Micromax for the first heat of the day. Good start for Leo Livings down into Stratford for the first time. Jensen Sale to the outside. Runs round the outside of Walker there for 5th place. Leo Livings has had a disrupted season, of course, had a very heavy incident back at Clay Pigeon. He suffered a broken arm, but has fought back brilliantly, and I say yesterday really was the culmination of all of that hard work to take the final victory. Was very pleased when I spoke to him on the podium yesterday, all the interviews with the winners and a couple of extra interviews as well. End of the season and all. You can watch during the lunch break and also on the SuperOne series Facebook page. Elliot Travis has been putting in some really good performances recently as well. Strong at Whilton Mill. It's continued that form here at Shenington this weekend. It already looks like Travis and Livings will form up as a duo and try and push off the rest of the order. Right, now let's look a little bit further back, because this is going to be one of those classes, ladies and gentlemen, where we will of course be looking at who's doing well, who's winning these races, but we also need to keep an eye as Logan Rolfe down the inside of Sebastian Behrman and Jensen Sale going through for 4th. Now that is important, because Jensen Sale is one of our drivers with a mathematical chance of winning this title here today. 2 points is the gap between Jensen Sale and the number 40 and Jack Baker there on your screens with the orange details on the helmet and the number 17. It's a very straightforward situation. Those two drivers effectively are racing against one another to outscore each other. It will go down to the final race of the day, and every point, every position is going to matter. Right now with Sale ahead of Baker, doesn't matter that it's for 4th place and it's not 1st, 2nd or 3rd. The key point is he's ahead of Jack Baker. That's what he's going to be focusing on today. And as it happens, most competitive class of the year. So every other driver not involved in the championship fight today, they're going to be thinking, well, this is my last opportunity to win one of the SuperOne rounds for 2023. They're going to be going all out for just that. Fastest lap at the moment for Jack Baker, 6th place at the moment, 49.0. He'll want to move up the order here. Needs to find a way past Behrman and then use that pace to close up to Jensen Sale in the number 40. Meanwhile, front of the order, Livings and Travis working hard, working together. Logan Rolfe's looking quick though. You've seen on his social media yesterday. Down the inside goes Travis for the lead of the race. Takes the lead of the race. That closes everything up though. That brings Rolfe and Sale into this battle. Logan Rolfe going for 2nd place down the inside of his teammate Leo Livings, and he's got there. Beautiful stuff from Logan Rolfe. Many overtakes from Logan Rolfe so far this season, particularly last time out at Whilton Mill. And look, he's going down the inside again. There's another one to take the lead of the race from Elliot Travis through the Stratford hairpin. Bit of battling going on between Sale and Behrman as well over 4th place, and Jack Baker's going to like the look of that, because that's going to bring him closer and closer to his championship rival. It's getting feisty out there, as we've seen throughout the season for these drivers. Behrman down the inside takes 4th place away from Sale. That now puts the two championship rivals line astern out there on the road. Logan Rolfe's lead change confirmed then. 1st for Rolfe, 2nd for Travis, 3rd for Livings, 4th for Behrman, 5th for Jensen Sale, and 6th for Jack Baker. Down the inside for 2nd place goes Leo Livings. Simple move, textbook move. Elliot Travis didn't fight it too hard. I can see the reason why. Doesn't want to throw himself back into the trio behind. Better to just, at this moment of the race, take third place, keep it as a trio out front with a bit of a gap over the rest of the field, and work with the two Gear Up Racing drivers ahead to at least solidify some good points in this heat. Rolf and Livings, 1 and 2. Looks like Sale was going for an attempt on fourth place, and yes, has got fourth place off of Sebastian Behrman. And if you're Jack Baker, you've got to find a way through quick to stay on the rear bumper of Sale. Keep the championship rival as close as possible. They're side by side. It's going to be Baker's fifth place. That's a really good move from Jack Baker in the scenarios today. Had to improve, had to get up the order, and has done just that. Baker at the moment with the 2 point advantage. This result, as it stands, will take it down to a 1 point advantage, well, depending on how he cut the cake, really. Side by side between Livings, and look at this, Sale. Well, Livings was weak off the final corner there. That's bunched everybody up, and Jensen Sale's going to come through here and take a critical couple of positions. Up 2 spots, past Livings, past Travis. To second place. What does Jack Baker do now? Well, Jack Baker's gained one of the positions. He's also got through past Elliot Travis, but now has got the scenario. He probably, it's the last thing that he would have wanted to see in the first race of the day. 1, 2, 3 Gear Up Racing team drivers up at the front, and his championship rival at the moment in the middle of them. Rolf, Sale and Livings know each other very well, of course, have worked together fantastically across the course of this season. And it's kind of going to be a 3 against 1 at the moment for Jack Baker. Just needs to remain calm. 2 laps of this race to go, and of course another heat later on this afternoon and the final. We know that this race, this championship, will go to the final. Doesn't matter what happens in these heats. Of course, this situation can be helped in these heats with good performances, as Livings defended to the inside, does not want to let Jack Baker through there for third place. And a fierce defence there from yesterday's final winner. Does just that, and what else it does, it allows Logan Rolfe and Jensen Sale to push off the front here, have a bit of breathing space back to Leo Livings there in third. Final lap board will be out this time then. Logan Rolfe leads the race. Second place for Jensen Sale. Change for 7th place as well. Jensen Walker has got past 𝗻𝗲𝗏, who's having a good run here. Is 𝗻𝗲𝗏 in the top 10. Good to see for a driver who's coming up through the ranks here in SuperOne. Rolfe takes the centre of the road down through Stratford. Leo Livings still holding on to third place as well. And that's encouraging the likes of Elliot Travis into the equation. Looking at Jack Baker's fourth place. Jack Baker hasn't got this one sewn up yet for that haul of points for fourth place. Neither is Logan Rolfe for the race victory here. Jensen Sale looking to the outside, looking to get a good run off the final corner. Has Logan Rolfe got enough momentum to hold onto this one and take heat number 1? He does by 0.02 of a second. Second for Sale, third for Livings, fourth for Baker. So it's advantage Sale after the first heat in the championship scenario. 5th for Elliot Travis, 6th for Behrman, 7th Walker, 8th for Das. 𝗬𝗏𝗍 in 9th place there. Good drive from Akil up from the back of the grid. Sebastian Clark completes the top 10. Benediktas Masiokas in 11th. 12th for Noah Moulton. 𝗏𝗏𝗏, Rogers Tyler, Clark all in the top 15, and Layla Bell will be the 16th driver over the line there in the number 34. Well, a very interesting scenario there in Micromax. The advantage swings in the direction of Jensen Sale. That's not to say that it'll stay there. Their second heat will be later on this afternoon. Next up out on circuit, it's another one of our Rotax powered categories. Intermax and their first heat is next.
Let's have a look at the grid then for the next race out on circuit. It's the Mini Intermax category in their first heat of the day. JJ Ploughman, great pole position from timed qualifying earlier on this morning, and a relaxed, calm, and very happy Teddy Cooper, who provisionally sealed the title yesterday alongside on the front row of the grid. Rook Thompson had some great pace yesterday and is on row 2 alongside yesterday's final winner, Benjamin Lawn. Mr. Entertainment from Fullbeck is back, which I'm very glad to see, having missed Whilton Mill. 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀 and Charlie Benson form up the 6-kart grid there on row number 3. So Teddy Cooper yesterday completed the set of results that provisionally gave him the title. Still got to race through today, of course, and go through the formalities up to prize giving. But all 6 of these drivers will fancy the chances of winning in the Intermax category here today. Ready to go racing for the first heat of the day. Can JJ Ploughman get a good start? Teddy Cooper chops across the front there, immediately takes the lead of the race. Benjamin Lawn's looking for a scrap there. There's contact! Contacted around. Go! The number 17 of Ploughman. Lawn was held up by that as well, and all bunched up a bit on the apex of Cafe Corner. And straight away gives Teddy Cooper relatively a huge lead at the front of the order. Rook Thompson has come through all of that to be in 2nd place. 3rd place for Benson, gains 3 off the start. 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 also in 4th place. Round to complete this first lap of the day. Teddy for Intermax first lap sees Teddy Cooper leading by 1 clear second ahead of Thompson, Benson and 𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, who must work together now. They must form a bit of a strategy to start closing that gap in. Ploughman and Lawn are running, but distance off the back. Charlie Benson wants to lead this chasing trio, goes down the inside, takes 2nd place. But Rook Thompson's not given this one up, and in the end has to slot there into 3rd place. Charlie Benson, who's been Teddy Cooper's closest competition so far this year, wasn't happy with qualifying earlier on today. I briefly saw him there in the paddock as, Thompson, brave one down the inside. Benson gives Thompson enough room. That's actually very good driving from both there to not have contact. 𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 down the inside, goes for 3rd place. Thompson fights back. 𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 just holds that outside line and in the end does complete the move and get up to 3rd place. Fastest driver out there on circuit at the moment is JJ Ploughman, is in 5th place. Benjamin Lawn was very quick in the mixed conditions yesterday. In particular, what was impressive was they had a spin in heat number 2 and easily could have been quite deflated, but not straight back on it. Put in some lightning laps. Gained a couple of positions in that heat, but more crucially got him set up for the final very nicely indeed to take the win in yesterday's round 11 final. In this first heat for round number 12, 1.4 seconds is the gap for Teddy Cooper. 2nd place at the moment for Charlie Benson, who is showing that he's got the pace though, because he was a 10th or so quicker than Cooper last time around. 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 as well, setting personal best to 46.895 for 𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 there in the number 22. Rook Thompson has closed up to the back of JJ Ploughman now, so this is over 4th place onto the Hanger Straight. 4 minutes remaining on the clock. What's the pace of Benjamin Lawn like at the moment as well? They're all very nicely in the mid to high 46s right now. I would start another lap. Benson chips away at that lead a little bit more. 1.3 seconds is now the gap for Teddy Cooper. New personal best that time around for Rook Thompson, 47.387. Has lost that position of 4th place to JJ Ploughman. So JJ Ploughman's definitely got the bit between his teeth today. Well, I've not been happy after the first lap, having gone from pole position, but had the contact with Benjamin Lawn coming through Cafe Corner. Hasn't given this one up. He's only 2.3 seconds behind the leader as well. There is Ploughman in the number 17 on your screens, going through Wilkins. Good on the brakes, it would seem. took a good chunk of the gap to 𝗦𝗻𝗀𝗀𝗀 out there just through Wilkins alone. It's really pushing on. 46.4 that time around for Ploughman. We'll now think about trying to find a way past 𝗦𝗻𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 there in the number 22. Not quite close enough going down into Stratford. We'll probably try and set the move up to into Wilkins. Number of overtaking opportunities around this Shenington circuit. Some of them requiring different skill sets. Down here into Wilkins, it's all about being hard on the brakes and keeping the rear axle under control. That's perfect from JJ Ploughman. Expertly done. Down the inside, takes third place. Coming through a corner such as Park Bend here, on turn 1, it's all about carrying the speed but having an overlap going into the corner to increase your odds of getting through okay. Stratford, again, similar to Wilkins, all about being strong on the brakes down the inside. Bruno's a bit of a different one. You have to set the move up before Bruno, get a bit of an overlap going into or out of Stratford and in towards the Bruno chicane. It's probably the area of least return for overtakes around this Shenington circuit. Just over a minute and a half to go then. Teddy Cooper doing a good job, just race managing at the moment. Doesn't need to push too hard. He's probably just trying to save something in reserve for the latter stages of this race. Leads by 3/4 of a second. Does have a chasing trio behind, headed up by Charlie Benson, who's about 2/10 a lap quicker at the moment than Cooper. The key bit for Benson, if he can keep going along at that pace, as he gets to the last lap, we'll start to really feel the effects of a bit of a slipstream off the back of Teddy Cooper's number 79. That's what he's trying to keep his head down for at the moment. What does JJ Ploughman do here? Does he just hold fire for now? There in third, that is what he does. He's just going to try and work with Charlie Benson there in the number 25. He's got good results around here at Shenington in years gone by. 35 seconds remaining on the clock, so I think we'll have 2 more laps here in this first heat of the day for Intermax. Ploughman looking down the inside for second place. Has got the block pass on the inside, or has he? No, really well done by Charlie Benson. Just a hold on the outside. Bit of tyre smoke there as they rub wheels just a little bit, but through goes JJ Ploughman into second place. Charlie Benson did not want to give that one up. Great racing once again here in Intermax. Half a defensive line by Ploughman into Wilkins. Good news, all of that for Teddy Cooper, because that gap that's been coming down, still coming down, but not at a rate that would worry him. 0.7 of a second on the nose is the gap now for Teddy Cooper over JJ Ploughman. And if he does a clean lap here on this final lap, that should be another heat victory for Teddy Cooper in this race. Can Charlie Benson respond to get back past JJ Ploughman? JJ Ploughman, who actually, just going through the results, hasn't had a second place or higher so far this season. So if JJ Ploughman can hold on to this result, this is going to be a best one of the year for JJ Ploughman, and well deserved too after a great qualifying. Out to the final corner, Teddy Cooper is going to take another race victory. The shackles are off here in Intermax and he takes heat 1. Great drive from JJ Ploughman, bouncing back after contact on the first lap that I don't think was his fault, to get a best result of the year so far for JJ Ploughman. Should be very happy with that one indeed. Charlie Benson was third, fourth for 𝗦𝗻𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, fifth for ROK Thompson. Benjamin Lord, unfortunate there on the first lap of the race, was classified in 6th. Very good from Teddy Cooper, continuing the form that we saw at Whilton Mill, and we'll see the Intermax drivers out later on for their second heat of the day. Next race out on circuit, and it's the turn of Senior Max. There you go for their first heat next. Most of the experienced drivers, or drivers with the most experience, I should say, out next for race number 6 on the schedule here today. 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗀𝗀 has pole position for Heat 1 in senior Rotax and is joined by his title rival, the champion-elect, defending champion, Joe Weaver. Cameron Crockett and Jake Richards start on row number 2. Harry Pullen and 𝗦𝗻𝗻𝗃 go from row number 3. Shane Collinson and 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀 start on the 4th row of the grid. Oliver Hutchings and Tom Taylor complete the top 10. Tom Patterson, very quick yesterday, was on the podium in the final. Starts on row 6 today alongside Jamie Bradfield. And then Shane Collins completes the 13 runners there on row number 7. And Joe Weaver has been working hard to defend the title and on an elect basis did that yesterday. One final dance, you'd say, with Finley Watson here today, who had a perfect day yesterday. It'll be very, very hard to beat here at Shenington for round number 12. We're away and racing for senior Rotax. Good start for Watson. Weaver defends to the inside, trying to hold on to P2 under attempts from Crockett and Richards behind. Into Stratford for the first time, fanning out in the middle of the pack. You can see Collinson going down the inside. He's trying to secure his spot in the top 4 of the championship here today. Bowls down the inside into Stratford. All of our runners here in senior Rotax out onto the hanger straight for the first time. Shane Collins, you can see there, he'll be busy today. Once again in seniors and Rotax 177 action. Rotax 177 we'll see in 2 races' time. A hotly awaited junior Rotax race in between. But it's Watson and Weaver pulling off the front of the order. Oh, beautiful down the inside there from Jake Richards to try and open the door for 3rd place. And through comes Harry Pullen. Takes 1 spot. He's going to try for 3rd place as well. Well defended by Cameron Crockett on the outside there. Well, Jake Richards, brave on the brakes down the inside into Stratford. Opened that one up. Bit of a thumbs up there from Harry Pullen to say thank you, Jake, for that one. And getting that all open for me. Down the inside goes Pullen for 3rd place now on Cameron Crockett. Well, the top 2 have raced away now, and Watson and Weaver will probably call truce for the next 3 or 4 laps as everybody else behind scraps for positions. Change for 7th place. Looks like Oliver Hutchings in the number 29 has found a way past 𝗦𝗻𝗻𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗀 in the 37. So good run there from Oliver Hutchings, who's competing as well for the rookie trophy here today. All classes have a rookie trophy. Drivers classified as rookies are ones who have not competed in SuperOne before 2023. Weaver and Watson going at it, knowing that it's all about the round win here today. I said they were going to work together. They're not going to work together at all here in the seniors category. They're going to put a show on for everybody here at Shenington. Weaver has a look down the inside of Watson. Watson holds on to the lead of the race. Lost it momentarily on the last lap, but has wrestled it back here from Joe Weaver. Everyone was in very good spirits yesterday on the podium, which was really good to see. Up and down this order of stories, everyone's been pushing right to the edge across the course of the 11 rounds completed so far. New fastest lap of the race for Watson, 41.952. Joe Weaver following there in 2nd place. And despite their back and forth, they are still pulling off the front. Harry Pullen, as down the inside defends. There is Jake Richards trying to hold on to that 4th place and successfully holding on to that 4th place ahead of Cameron Crockett. Shane Collinson up to 6th place now. Bit of a gap behind to the next group of Taylor, Hutchings and Thomas. Shane Collins has gained a spot, is up past Jamie Bradfield for 12th place. 3.5 minutes to go then, first heat of the day. Tom Taylor thought had moved his way up to 7th place and indeed has moved his way up to 7th place. Good moves there from Tom Taylor. I think that was down at Stratford. Also down the inside at Stratford, there's Crockett going for 4th place and getting 4th place from Jake Richards. Jake Richards looking for a good result here today. Didn't have the best of luck here 12 months ago when he was running in the junior categories. As stepping up to the seniors now, big sideways moment there for Crockett. I think he just got a bit of the curb on the inside of Hanger and maybe a slight touch from Richards behind, but did very, very well indeed to hold on to that one. Joe Weaver, new fastest lap of the race, 41.870, and is very, very much putting the pressure on the race leader. Once again, Crockett on the inside is very twitchy, hard on the brakes. I said that a number of these senior drivers are pushing things right to the edge, and indeed so for Cameron Crockett. Might have a bit of trouble here off the Bruno chicane. And again, just clipped a bit too much curb on the entry there. Holds Jake Richards off for now. Joe Weaver is taking the lead of the race. He's managed to find a way past Finley Watson. Can he hold the lead this time? Last time they swapped around, Finley Watson pounced back straight away. 1 minute and 51 to go. Into the hairpin once again. Looking for that late apex. Good slingshot off the corner towards the Bruno chicane, which is all about carrying the momentum, carrying the speed onto the Hanger straight. Perfectly demonstrated by the two top drivers in this category this year as Watson down the inside, gets back through past Joe Weaver. Textbook overtake by Finley Watson. Knew he was going to have the inside line. Trusted Joe Weaver to race that one sensibly, knowing that there's no point in them coming to blows now. Down the inside again, Weaver retakes the lead away from Watson. Has he got the speed off of the Stratford hairpin? Yes, he has. It's been a joy to watch these two drivers go wheel to wheel across the course of 2023. I spoke to both of them yesterday. They were very complimentary of each other's efforts this season in the senior Rotax category. As Jake Richards, a bit of touch there with Crockett down the inside, forced the door open. Harry Pullen's lost a couple of spots as well in all of that. So Jake Richards now up to third place, fourth for Crockett, fifth for Tom Taylor. Has Harry Pullen got a bit of a problem because he's slipping down the order now? He's still holding there in sixth place. The speed looks good as they go down towards the Stratford hairpin. It's not good news for Harry Pullen at all. Joe Weaver leads this race. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. We'll just see whether I think the last lap board will come out this time around. Tom Taylor, on an absolute flyer here, has made his way past Cameron Crockett for fourth place. It's now going to go through into third. Tom Taylor on the scene, overtaking everybody and more up into the top three. Beautifully done. Jake Richards now having a fight with Harry Pullen. We are on the last lap of the race. Joe Weaver defends down the inside into Stratford hairpin. Needs that speed off of the hairpin though, and he's got it. Finley Watson realistically is going to have one more chance to overtake and win this first heat of the day. That's going to be into Wilkins, and he needs a good run off here onto the Hanger straight to do so. Weaver's going to defend to the inside. Is there a switchback there for Watson? Weaver hard defends down the inside into Wilkins. Just needs to get off the corner. Brilliant race once again between the two-star drivers in this category, and it's Joe Weaver who takes heat number one ahead of Finley Watson. Who's going to take third place? Tom Taylor's going to take third place with a great drive through the field in the number 77. Fourth for Cameron Crockett, fifth for Harry Pullen, sixth for Jake Richards. Tom Patterson, Shane Collinson, Elliot Thomas and Oliver Hutchings complete the top 10. Jamie Bradfield, Finley Patterson and Shane Collins complete the 13 runners in that one. Well, a welcome return for Tom Taylor into the top three of a heat. First time since round 8 that he has done that. Watson and Weaver, though, putting on a clinic of senior Rotax racing there for us all, and we'll enjoy that one all over again for Heat 2 later on in the day. Next up out on circuit, though, biggest field of the day. First heat for Junior Rotax is next. Well, it's time to go racing for the Junior Rotax drivers here today. Our biggest field Always competitive, always eventful as well in these junior Rotax races. Milo Manderson has pole position for heat number 1. Jake Woods, great qualifying from Jake. Knows this place very well, has very good record round Shenington, and shows he's starting there on the front row of the grid. 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗲𝗀 building through this season, and was the recipient of the Girl Power Award yesterday for finishing 5th in the final. Starts this first heat for round 12 from row 2. Aiden Hassan, provisionally the champion here this weekend. It's also there on row 2. Jasmine Taylor and Ethan Hay, good qualifyings for them as well on row number 3. 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗲𝗀 and Billy 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗀 are on the 4th row of the grid. Charlie Cox and Albert Wilton on row 5. Jake Howarth and Harrison Morrow on row 6. Jake Flewitt and Ben Horner start on row 7. Toby Bedford and Daniel Whitfield start on row 8. Joseph Murphy and Jaden Hewitt start on row 9. Miles Roby and Harry Smith complete the top 20 there on row 10. Max Rowley and Kieran Denyer go from row 11. Harry Holland and Jack Briscoe on row 12. Dijon Bennett and Logan Cowling on row 13. Caden Welch and Joshua Withcombe start on row 14. Jensen Powers did not set a time in qualifying, starts 29th. And I think we're going to go round again. We are indeed, for another formation lap. So, championship scenario in this one. Aiden Hassan needed a strong round yesterday. What's happened there is Aiden Hassan has gone for a trip down to Stratford Hairpin whilst everybody else goes through the cut through. But yes, provisionally, we should stress that the number of points picked up by Aiden Hassan yesterday, 7th in the first of the heats, 2nd in the second, crucially a win in the final. That's the result he really needed. Means that the drop scores coming into play today should already have enough points to wrap the title up. But a very close battle for the drivers behind. Lots of positions in the top 10 to be decided. We're going to go around again for another formation lap. And I think we're also going to be sending, you can see that the drivers are going to be told to go all the way down to the Stratford Hairpin. A bit of a longer formation lap this time to make sure that everybody is in the right position. So there was a bit of confusion there. That'll be rectified, and we'll get this first heat today for Junior Rotax underway shortly. There's Aiden Hassan just slotting back into 4th place. Pole sitter Milo Manderson, 13th, 3rd and 13th yesterday in Milo's races, looking to secure a top 5 finish in the Junior Max standings here today. Some fierce competition for that, particularly from the likes of 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀, as I say, has stepped up the performances the last couple of rounds, really made a breakthrough at Whilton Mill. I talked to her on the podium yesterday. A win not out of the question for 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 today. Full of confidence, ready to give it her best shot in this final round of the season at Shenington. I think we are ready to go then. Front row of Milo Manderson and Jake Woods here for the first heat in Junior Rotax. 𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 and Hassan there on row number 2. Away we go. Bit of a tardy start for the anti-pole side of the grid. Milo Manderson away in the lead of it though through the first couple of corners. Great start for 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗲𝗀𝗀 as well. P2. There's a bit of squabbling behind. I think Jake Woods is falling down through the order. There may have been contact with Jake Howarth there. Down into Stratford Hairpin they go for the first time, and it's another restart. I thought that it may have been just from the body language of the carts as they ran down into the Stratford Hairpin there. There is going to be a restart, and the grid will need to form up again. Now on the hanger straight go the drivers. I think the marshals just ensuring that both drivers on the front row are in line with one another as they go off for the green flag. So we'll have another go at that one for Junior Rotax. Jasmine Taylor warming the tyres there on row 3. A driver who's put in some great results so far this season. The 7th in the final yesterday. Lots to be decided today, particularly for the seeded plates. The top 10 drivers will all receive seeded plates for their efforts in 2023. Are we good for a go this time in the first heat for Junior Rotax? That one looks a lot better. Even start between Woods and Manderson. Manderson loses out though. Round the outside goes Jake Woods, takes the lead of the race. Hassan has come through into second place as well. Good start for the champion-elect. Down into the Stratford hairpin for the first time. Hassan looking for the move down the inside of Woods. Takes the lead of the race. All of them filing through, looking good. 3 wide towards the back of the field. But nobody tripping over tyres of other drivers. Good to see. Good clean racing for the Junior Rotax drivers as they head through the Bruno chicane for the first time. But it's Hassan who knows this place so well. It's local to this Shenington circuit. Won the final yesterday, of course. Who'll lead at the end of lap number 1. But it's got a challenge here for Milo Manderson down the inside. Manderson takes the lead of the race on lap number 2. Jake Wood's still there in third. 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀 fourth. 𝗦𝗲𝗃 has had a good start as well. Is up to 5th place. 𝗦𝗃𝗃 there with the bright yellow bumpers. Kart number 27 in 6th place. Who else has had a good start? Ben Horn has had a good start. Up 6 places off the start to 9th. Woods challenging for Hassan. Hassan's gone back through. It looks like Manderson has now been shuffled down all the way through Stratford Corner. Now finds himself in 4th place behind 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗀. But Hassan back to the front of the field. The scraping of bodywork you can hear out there. Someone may have a dropped bumper already. Billy Edgecombe's trying to come through as well. Past Callum gosh down the inside of 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗃. Well, we knew it was going to be frenetic racing here today in Junior Rotax. Everyone wanting one last chance to win one of these rounds. It's going to give it their all. Harry Holland has had a contact warning. Out is the number 72 there. That is not good news at all. Onto the back straight. Hassan just starting to edge out in front a little bit here. Need to get settled into a rhythm, as is the rest of the field. So it's Charlie Cox there, the number 72. I think didn't complete the first lap, unfortunately, for Charlie Cox. 43.0 that time around for Hassan. 4.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Jake Howarth trying to move up through the order. Had troubles in qualifying as, have we gone, red flag. Okay, so the red flag has come out. That was what the drivers were noting there with the hands out just to say slow down. So apologies, not fully sure of what the cause of the red flag is, so we won't speculate. The drivers forming up a single order. A single file order. Drivers will be instructed quite clearly to stop there on the hanger straight. And at the end of lap number 3 there, it was Hassan from Woods, 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗃, Manderson, 𝗃𝗃𝗃, your top 5. Gosh, Whilton, Edgecombe, Howarth and Horner, your top 10. Harrison Morrow, Jake Flewitt. Jake Flewitt had a good start there. Is up to 12th place. 13th for Jasmine Taylor. 14th, Joseph Murphy. Harry Holland, 15th. We're going to take a short break here on the commentary and be back with more action here at Shenington for round 12 of the 2023 Purgo SuperOne Karting Championships shortly.
Well, hello everybody, good morning and welcome to live coverage of the SuperOne series. Three wide through Billy's blind. How on earth have they all got through there? Arthur Farrow to the outside. This is the moment, down the inside, takes the lead of the race. Through into Wilkins, Aidan Hassan's resisted though. Aidan Hassan is going to win round 12.
Side by side, who's going to be the bigger man? Oh, big off! Straight in the gravel trap, both cars out.
Is it going to work for Sean? He slides up the inside, it's getting very close, he's not made it.
Have you ever seen a championship decided like that?
Welcome to Alpha Live, the live streaming service where you can be part of the action from home. You can watch via your smart TV, phone, tablet, or even your gaming console. We've got you covered. Just head to the YouTube app on any of your devices and search for Alpha Live. Here you can watch all of the events as they unfold, or you can choose from our vast library for those lazy days in, all in beautiful HD. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos.
Well, another opportunity here in the 2023 Purgo SuperOne Karting Championships to have a chat with Chester Fawkes, who's our winner today in the 𝗦𝗲𝗍 Bambino category. But more importantly, at least we have to say provisionally and all the things of that nature, but by our calculations, that is the championship wrapped up, done this year. A second Bambino title in a row for you, Chester. You must be elated.
Yeah, it's been a hard season, so we've had to work on stuff and other stuff, and sometimes it's gone wrong, sometimes it's gone well, sometimes it's gone bad, but we'll work through and done the championship and won it.
I think today's been one of the trickiest days of all throughout the whole season, with the weather conditions and this circuit very, very difficult to race around at times. We saw that in 𝗦𝗲𝗍 Bambino last year, of course, with the close finish. What's it been like for you today in the karts?
Well, first of all, I have to say about the weather, because first of all, we got the wrong tyres in the first heat, and then the second heat, we got the wrong tyres too, but we were still glad because we still won it on slicks.
Who was your main competition, do you think, today? Who's pushed you hard?
I've having to say William Crombie and Oscar Kenny this season.
So they've been close all the way, and they've been improving all the time as well. What's that been like to deal with? How have you had to raise your game and get even quicker?
Yeah, we've had to work on more stuff on the engine, and then sometimes the engine isn't looking too well, so we change the engines. That engine's better, and the engines are just looking good now.
You won C50s last year. You've won 𝗦𝗲𝗍 Bambinos this year. What do you think is next?
Where Waterswift we're going into, and we've already been out, and I like it.
Good stuff. Where have you been driving the Waterswift?
PFI, and I like the track because when you go down like the main straight, it's really long, and then when you get a big toe, it's really fun.
Good stuff. I say your victory here today, another one in the bag. Who do you like to thank for the win here today?
My dad, my mechanic, who always is here for me to help out, and my grandpa for always coming and supporting, my two sisters and my mum for always supporting, Tim Larego for the engines, and RCE for the chassis.
Very good. Well done, Chester. A great day for you, a championship and a round win here today. Best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Back at the podium once again with our winner in senior Rotax today, Finlay Watson. Finlay, I knew you were going to come here and give it your all today. That's a pretty good set of results and a final win to boot.
Yeah, good. Had a nice holiday off from Whilton. Had to give it a break, but yeah, nice to be back here and get it started with a win.
Getting back in the rhythm of things, was that tough today here in the senior Rotax class?
No, not really. I got out in the kart the other weekend, see if I still had it. So come here, didn't really know what to expect, but ended up good.
Track conditions have been tough out there today, trying to get the tyre choice right with all of those showers.
Oh, it's been horrendous. I wish we would just pick either wet or dry. But yeah, just had to really watch the track and yeah, pick the right tyres.
Getting to the end of the season now, what are your reflections on 2023?
Well, I've had some good battles with Joe. Really clean, really strong driver. Couldn't really ask for a better rival, really. Now we're getting to the end. I would have liked to say I would win it, but it's going to be close, really close.
Looking ahead to tomorrow as well, round 12, a new day, a new round to wrap up the season. What are the hopes for tomorrow?
Hopefully do the same again, really. What more could you ask for?
Very good. Who'd you like to thank for your victory here today?
I'd like to thank St Motorsport, Otherden All Works, Otherden, ARC and KR Engines, and my dad.
Well done, Finley. Great driving here today, and all the best for tomorrow.
Cheers.
Here with our first winner of the day, round 11 of the 2023 Purgo SuperOne series here at Shenington, 𝗦𝗲𝗍. Third win in a row in the C50 Bambinos. How pleased are you today?
Good, really good.
So it's been a really strong run to the end of the season. It was the first win at Whilton last time out, then did the double on the Sunday, and you've won again today. What's been the difference the last few weeks?
Well, I got away on the first round in the wet at Whilton. At this, I just battled for first.
It's been a very tricky day out there today. It's not been as wet as that first round at Whilton, but it has been showering, then dry again. How's that been as a challenge?
Quite challenging.
And the battles out there with the other drivers as well. You know, Rex Pooley performing well, 𝗦𝗲𝗍 as well. Eli's really developed through the season. What were your thoughts going on to the last couple of laps?
Really funny.
I say a very close victory. I think it was less than 1/10 of at the end of the race. Talk me through how you found your way past Eli there.
So my mum made me did this, so I just got past him and I tried to get away from him and I won.
Hopes for tomorrow, the last round of the season, another trophy?
Yeah.
Who'd you like to thank for your victory here today?
My brother, my mum, my dad, especially my engine builder for making me the best engine, my nan and granddad.
Very good. Well done, Henry. 3 wins in a row. All the best for tomorrow and the last round of the season.
Thanks.
Welcome back, everybody, to Shenington, round 12 of the 2023 Purgo SuperOne Karting Championships. Big thanks to our sponsors for their support here today. Purgo, of course, title sponsor of the championship, AST Signs, CWG Choices, Bell Helmets and JKH. We were just under red flag conditions at the moment following an incident at Hanger Corner, just going through the junior Rotax first heat of the day. Drivers involved were 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗀 and Dejon Bennett. And as soon as we've got more news, we will let you know. But the track has been cleared, and I think we'll be starting again shortly. The timing and scoring is counted back to the end of lap number 2. So Aidan Hassan leading, Jake Wood second, 𝗦𝗍𝗶𝗲𝗀, Marlon Anderson, Ethan Hay in your top 5, Callum Gush, 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗀, Ben Horner, Albert Wilson and Jasmine Taylor all inside the top 10. So, circuit goes back live. Yellow flags will be out here for, I believe, the remaining 4.5 minutes of this first heat for junior Rotax. Good to catch up with the drivers yesterday as well, with some of the interviews played out there on the stream from our round winners for round 11. Yellow flags out at the moment. I can see them, I think, yep, pretty much on every single post. We've got the yellow flags, so no overtaking. Drivers will be looking to get carts back up to temperature, engines
tyres and brakes before resuming the time for those 4.5 minutes in single file. The race had started to get into a rhythm at the front of the order, with Hassan and Woods leading out at the front of it. Jake Howarth, I think you've got to keep an eye on, because Jake was the fastest driver before the red flag. It's currently down in 11th place. Right, ready to go racing then, resuming racing here in Junior Rotax at the end of the yellow flag full course yellow lap, and indeed away we go for that remaining time on the clock. Aidan Hassan leads out ahead of Jake Woods. 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗀, the top three have had a really good start here and have broken off the front of the field with 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗀 Anderson there in fourth. Down the inside goes Woods for the lead of the race. Hassan chops back, undercuts, and will retake the lead of the race. Good driving, good racing between Hassan and Woods there. 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗀 getting closer as well in third spot. On to the hanger straight they go once again. Had to note on Charlie Cox as well. I saw Charlie walking back into the paddock. Hopefully they can get the karts repaired. I think it's a mechanical problem for the number 72. Let's put Charlie out of this race. But Charlie all good. Through the first couple of corners then. End of lap number 4. Hassan leading from Woods, 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗀, top three away from the rest of the field now. 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗀 Anderson and Ethan Hay trying to chase them down. Who gained positions on that starter lap, as battling again between Woods and Hassan down into Stratford. I think Ben Horner's gained another spot. Ben Horner's been really, really good so far in this race, moving up through the order. He's now up to 7th place past 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗀. Jake Flewitt's going along pretty quickly as well. 43 is Woods to the outside. In fact, he's being attacked by 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗀 and by Ethan Hay. Beautiful down the inside from Ethan Hay. Gets bypast Manderson and Woods in all of that, and is up to third spot. Albert Wilton now going along very quickly. He's up to 9th place. Fastest driver out there, 43.030 for Albert Wilton. Third of those with a rookie designation. There down the inside is Ben Horner in the number 12, making more progress up through the order. Timer stating that there's 5 minutes on the clock then. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗀 there in the number 5, now behind Milo Manderson. Position changes everywhere. Jasmine Taylor going through Wilkins just behind Jake Woods. Jake Woods has really, really suffered after this restart. He's now fallen down to 10th place, side by side between Manderson and Goshen. That's Manderson going through into 4th place as they run through Park Bend. Contacts warning out to the number 27 of Ethan Hay there in 3rd spot. 0.4 of a second the gap between Hassan and 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗀. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗀 currently the fastest driver out there on track now. She's set at 42.874. As I said, talked to Emily yesterday after her Girl Power Award. 5th place in the final yesterday. I asked whether she thought that a win was possible here today. She was confident that the speed was there, the confidence growing. There's another driver looking to solidify championship position as well today and secure a top 5 in the standings after the 12 rounds when the 2 drops are then applied. Joshua Withcombe's going along quite nicely as well. He's up to 19th place. Driver who started at the back of the field. Guest drive this weekend. Had some tough times yesterday. There's again a driver just bouncing back here. Top 20 currently covered by less than 10 seconds. Showing once again how strong and competitive this Junior Rotax field is. Down the inside there was 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗀 looking for a move. I think that was on Ben Horner for 6th place. Yes, it was. And 𝗏𝗍𝗀 has got through into 6th place. Well, 2 rally replay supported drivers at the front of the order now. 3 minutes to go. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗀 on the attack. Down the inside. Takes the lead of the race. Beautifully done by 𝗦𝗏𝗍𝗀𝗏. Aidan Hassan didn't try to fight that too much. I think knowing that the 42's got the good pace at the moment. Look at that. Good power out of the Bruno's chicane. 𝗦𝗏𝗍𝗀𝗏 will come round the final corner. to be confirmed as your new leader of the race. Warning for the number 32 of 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗀 has just appeared on our timing screens. 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝐺 coming into this as well. As I say, got past Ben Horner on that last lap and has just set the fastest lap of this heat so far, 42.670. 𝗦𝗏𝗍𝗀 getting closer as well, so it's the top three. 𝗏𝗏𝗃, Hassan and 𝗏𝗃 out from the chasing three of Manderson, 𝗏𝗏 and 𝗏𝗍𝒻. 2.25 minutes remaining on the clock. Also gaining spots. Harry Holland has got past Daniel Whitfield has got up to 16th place. Hassan looking down the inside. Wasn't far enough alongside 𝗏𝗏𝗃 to get through there. And now he's thinking about defending against 𝗏𝗏𝗃. Jake Woods is starting to recover after a shaky first lap or so after the restart. It's got past Jake Howarth, is now up to 8th place. Problems for Harry Smith moving down a couple of positions in the second half of the order. I'll say for 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃, something clicked. Something in terms of results really started to go her way when we were at Whilton Mill last time out. Best results so far this season, a couple of 4th places. As down the inside goes 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 for that attack on Aidan Hassan, has got through into 2nd place. But the chasing trio definitely coming into this now as well. 𝗏𝗏, Manderson and 𝗏𝗏𝗃 all right there. So it's a group of 5 now trying to pull the leader back in. 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 there in the number 42. Squabbles going on galore. 𝗏𝗏 and Manderson there. Manderson's going to be a bit weak off of the Stratford hairpin. And through goes 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. So 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 now up into 5th place. On to the Hanger Straight. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 is really pushing on here into Wilkins, and 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃's lead that was 6/10 last time around is being pulled back in here at quite a rate of knots. 2 laps to go through Park and Cafe for the penultimate time in this race. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 also hasn't had a race victory in this category so far year. Had a strong start to the year, frequent visitor into the top 3s of heats and finals, but a win has proved elusive so far in 2023. Contacts warning for Jaden Hewitt, the number 18. This could be the best opportunity for 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 to take a race victory. Oh, definitely some bumpers out there, scraping a little bit on the ground. To run the carts really, really close to the track surface here. Final lap board out then. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 still leads. Been doing a brilliant job so far this weekend. Could be on her way to a first victory of the year in the junior Rotax category. But behind, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 likewise is missing a P1 from his record of results in 2023. No more opportunities after today, of course, with this being the final round. Very, very close between 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 and 𝗃 as they come through Hanger for the last time. Is there space down the inside for 𝗃? 𝗏𝗏𝗃 beautifully chops across. It's going to be the win that 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃's been looking for here in Heat 1. Takes the first heat of Junior Rotax and a first win of the year for 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 equals his best result of the year so far. Aidan Hassan, more good points again there in P3. 4th for 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. 5th for Callum Ghosh. 6th for Jake Woods. I think there is a bumper down, unfortunately, on 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃's number 27. I can just see a picture being taken of the front bumper out of my commentary box window. So probably that would have been even if 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 had got through, wouldn't have kept that win. Anyway, so 5th for Ghosh, 6th for Woods, 7th Manderson, 8th Horner. Jake Howarth and Jasmine Taylor completes the top 10 there. Moving down through the order, Jake Flewitt was 11th, Albert Wilson 12th, 13th for Harrison Morrow, Toby Bedford and Joseph Murphy both in the top 15. Good drive there for Joshua Whitcomb, up to 16th place. Daniel Whitfield, Jaden Hewitt, Miles Roby and Max Rowley all inside the top 20. Jensen Powers, Harry Holland, Kieran Denyer, Jack Briscoe and Logan Cowling all in the top 25. And then Harry Smith, last of those runners on the lead lap, 26th, Caden Welch and Deshaun Bennett, as noted, 2 retirements from that race. Were involved in an incident at Hanger corner. Charlie Cox was also a retirement from that race. Did not see the end of lap number 1 with a mechanical. Well, a great job from 𝗦𝗲𝗍𝗀. Starts the day off brilliantly with a heat win. Can she continue that form into the second heat and the final? We'll find out later this afternoon. Last race before we go to the midway break of proceedings here. First heats for Rotax 177 are out next. Rotax 177 taking to the circuit now for their first heat of the day. Grid for Rotax 177 looks a little bit like this. It's a changing of the guard this year in Rotax 177, but our outgoing champion Chris Thomas starts on pole position, won the final yesterday. Great to have him back in the paddock. Shane Collins is alongside on the front row of the grid. Jason Bear for Attack Motorsport starts P3, and the champion-elect Andy Collinson starts there 4th on the grid. Andy Ward and Mark Patterson complete the 6-kart field here in Rotax 177. Chris Thomas yesterday, a final victory. Looks very comfortable indeed. Great to have him back in the paddock. Away they go for the first race of the day. Last round of the season. Good start for Thomas, Collins and Collinson. Collinson up to 3rd place past Jason Bear straight away. Lots of experience in the circuit. I was noting with a couple of the drivers how the relaying of a good part of this circuit has spiced things up, put some challenges into the circuit, particularly coming through Park and Cafe Corner that weren't there before. I'm told that the plan is for further refurbishments of the circuit in due course. Always a pleasure to come racing here at Shenington. Chris Thomas leads at the end of lap number 1. Shane Collins P2, Andy Collinson 3rd at the moment. He's having the attention of Jason Bear just behind, and Jason Bear looking for a way through as they go down into the Stratford hairpin. Good move there from Jason Bear. Has he got the speed off of the corner as well? He's going to have a challenge from Collinson as they go into the Bruno chicane, and Collinson has taken that 3rd place back. Chris Thomas leads at the front of the order. Shane Collins there in 2nd place. Shane Collins, who's really strong the second half of the season. Didn't have the best of luck earlier in the year. I think when Shane Collins looks back at the scores, probably say that, yeah, it was those earlier rounds at GYG and 𝗬𝗲𝗏 which probably just took him out of contention against Andy Collinson, who's just been so consistent. Kart hasn't always served Andy Collinson. He's had a couple of mechanicals here and there. I guess across the course of a long season, that's always going to be a factor in these championships. Apart from that, I don't think Andy Collinson's put a foot wrong so far this season. That's why he, with that consistency, wraps the championship up on a provisional basis, going through the motions of competing in all the rounds, of course. Points-wise, Andy Collinson had done the job back at Whilton Mill. 4.5 minutes to go in this one. Thomas and Collins continue to lead this race. 0.3 of a second is the gap. Jason Bear has found a way past Andy Collinson. Jason Bear as well. We've been really impressed with Jason Bear's development across the course of this year. Stepping up here into the Rotax 177 category. Every single circuit that we've gone to, Jason's looked more and more competitive. And it's looking good to potentially secure 2nd place in the championship, because, as I say, Shane Collins had some bad luck, also sat out 2 rounds at Clay Pigeon, so effectively has no drop scores to play with this season. You see the number 53 rather, of Mark Patterson out there, just going down a lap from the leaders. Now Jason Bear, he's got a decent shot here of holding on to second place in the standings with one set of drops applied. 1196 was the points tally for Jason Bear, 1106 for Collins, but also got to consider that that is having missed the 2 rounds at Clay Pigeon. The more key thing for Jason Bear is looking at the max possible score for both himself and for Shane Collins. It kind of depicts how much room for improvement on the scorecards at the moment that these drivers have. For Jason Bear, could theoretically score 1,207 points with a perfect run at it today. For Shane Collins, it's 1,208. So keep an eye on that gap and see whether Shane Collins can score enough points to overhaul Jason Bear's tally. And of course, Jason Bear with these performances is improving his own tally. There's your race leader, Chris Thomas, doing what we've seen so many times over the years in this Rotax 177 category. Likes to lead out from the front, and just in the middle phases of these races, that's when he really starts to get the hammer down, break away from the challengers behind. 1 second now the lead for Chris Thomas over Shane Collins. A difficulty for Shane Collins now as well is that he'll start to lose the toe. Yeah, he's lost 0.7 of a second that time around. Could be a tough phase of these races around Shenington, to keep focused and keep pushing on, but not too hard that you then make a mistake, because you can see the driver out. Oh, off goes Shane Collins. He's had a problem, and just as I say that he needed to get through this phase of the race, he's had a problem. I think that's a mechanical as opposed to a driving error. But through goes Shane Collins, and now there's a fierce fight on between Jason Bear and Andy Collinson for second place in this race. Bear takes to the escape road, hops across the big curve on the exit of the Bruno chicane there. Oh, but for Shane Collins, I was just saying he just needed to get through this next lap or so without any problems, and he's had a big problem there that's going to relegate him all the way down to, I think, 5th place, because Andy Ward has stopped circulating at least. Yeah, has not taking any laps anymore in the number 8. Oh, Jason Bear goes deep there. That's going to be an opportunity for Andy Collinson to be up alongside as they run towards the Bruno chicane. Is Collinson going to be able to get this one done this time? Yes, he is. Jason Bear threw everything at that to hold on to the second place in this race, and in the end has to let it go. I was saying about this fight for second place in the points, that is going to very much swing things back in the favour of Jason Bear. "13 seconds to go in this race." Quick reminder to all drivers, every driver in the paddock, that the Drivers' Parade, last one of the year, will be taking place round Cafe Curve just after this race. So if you're not down near the paddock already, great to have every single driver that we can in the paddock this weekend down for the final Drivers' Parade of 2023. Final lap then for Chris Thomas, leads the race comfortably now by 7.4 seconds after the demise of Shane Collins. I say, with the max possible scores, that 5th place classification for Collins just wipes off a bit of the scope for improvement, narrows the band which Collins can just slot into to try and score more points than Jason Bear. It's down to 8 points. It's the possible gap that Shane Collins could slip into. Chris Thomas won't worry about that though, because first win of the day, very straightforward, very well managed, pushed when he needed to, and broke the rest of the field's resistance there to take the first win of the day in Rotax 177. Andy Collinson, second place for the champion-elect. Great fight there with Jason Bear to win out in that one. But, well, Jason Bear, not bad at all. 3rd place for the driver in the number 50. further improving on scores from earlier in the year. But you've got a feel for Shane Collins, classified in 5th, just behind Mark Patterson, who's there in 4th place. Andy Ward also retired. And that brings us to the end of things here for Rotax 177 Heat number 1. We'll see those drivers out again later on today for Heat 2 and the final. And that also brings us to the end of the first session, the morning session of qualifying and first set of heats here today at Shenington. Big thanks to our sponsors once again, Purgo, AST, CWG Choices, Bell Helmets and JKH. If you're at the circuit, do head to Cafe right now for the drivers' parade. You can see plenty of drivers coming out on circuit already. Thanks for your support. If you've enjoyed the stream so far, make sure that you've subscribed to the Alpha Live YouTube channel and given the stream a like as well. Share with your family and friends. We'll be restarting racing here today after the lunch break. Just to refer to my timesheet, around 12:45 is where the first race of the afternoon session is set to go off. That'll be the C50 Bambino's second heat of the day. If you've enjoyed the commentary as well, at @MM across all your major social media networks. Have a very nice lunch break. Enjoy the interviews from yesterday as well. And we'll see you back later on this afternoon for more racing here at Shenington.
Well, hello everybody, good morning and welcome to live coverage of the SuperOne series. Three wide through Billy's blind. How on earth have they all got through there? Arthur Farrow to the outside. This is the moment, down the inside, takes the lead of the race. Through into Wilkins. Aidan Hassan's resistant though. Aidan Hassan is going to win round 12.
Side by side, who's going to be the bigger man? Oh, big off! Straight in the gravel trap, both cars out.
Is it going to work for Sean? He slides up the inside, it's getting very close, he's not made it.
Have you ever seen a championship decided like that?
Back of the helmet on the edge of the curve.
Okay.
round again. Wait for John to do the presentation. Might have to just go down again because we've got a few more drivers coming in.
Squishy boy! What? Thanks for reading the camera back.
Call me the cheese, mate.
Hello. Hello. I'm not a really read person. Hello again.
Well done, boys. I'll send you in a week. There you go. Well done.
What did you say? Thank you.
Okay, and you've got to be here to win it. I won't say anything about pulling your own name at this time. Joshua Whitcomb. Joshua Whitcomb. No, can't be here. Calman Simon. Hey, well done. There's your Purgo prize. Yeah, good. Right, have a safe racing. Good luck, everybody.
Nice.
Well, something a little bit different for the end of the season, something we've actually been wanting to do for over a year since we retreated at fullback in the rain into the JWR awning, and it seems even more appropriate, 𝗬𝗲𝗄, champion once again in senior Rotax. You've done the job that you set out at the start of the year to defend the #1 plate. With the results here today, how are you feeling?
Great, yeah, fantastic. It's been a consistent season. We had like bad round at the start, and then from there on it's been just banging through the podiums and banging through the wins, and then yeah, it's obviously come down to it where we've managed to take it before the end of the season really, so yeah, over the moon.
Finley threw absolutely everything at you today. He's on very good form after he missed out at Whilton Mill. How was that to deal with?
He's a fantastic driver, there's no doubt about it. He's got a very, very bright future ahead of him in go-karting and in racing in general. He's got a very wise head on him for someone so young in the class. Yeah, nothing but respect for the kid. He's really, really, really impressive. Couldn't have been a better kid to fight it out with, if you know what I mean. But yeah.
It's not done in this awning as well for this weekend. So you've got Jake's kart just over to our right here. He's going for the junior title this weekend as well. How is the feeling here in the awning this weekend?
It's chilled, to be honest. It's we try not to put too much pressure on the kids. We sort of tell them the job they need to do and then let them get on with it. And Jake's prime example. He gets on with it, doesn't lose his head too often. As soon as he moves up to the scene, he's going to be another one up there, hopefully. But yeah, it's just, like I said, it's keeping the pressure off them, making sure they're not worrying about things too much, and when they are, calming them down, and just basically tell them it's a go-kart race, and that's all it is, really.
So you've made a bit of history again this weekend, defending your title. How did the team first come about?
So pretty much, I had a fairly big sponsorship back in me cadet days, and then that stopped very suddenly, and we, as a family, didn't really have the money to carry on doing it. So the only option was to use the name that we'd sort of made at the local kart track, and start a team. So we did, and then everyone wanted to start travelling, so we did the SuperOne, and that pretty much brung us here. We made the money and got the big awning, and more people came, and that's where we are now pretty much. It's fantastic. We're very budget based, try and keep it as cheap as we possibly can, because we've been there ourselves, fishing through bins for tyres and stuff. We know how it is, so it's we try and make it look as professional as possible, with nice suits, nice sticker kits and all that, but in reality it's probably the cheapest team in SuperOne. So.
And running with quality equipment as well. I say all the carts pristinely made out with the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 chassis. How strong are they as a unit underneath you?
Fantastic. You put them on the ground and they work on standard setup, and then from there you're pretty much just tweaking it slightly. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's all you have to say about them, to be honest. They're just a great go-kart, not too much work to do on them, and you're away. You can focus more on other setup changes that you can help with outer corners, down the straights. You go into the finer details, which then brings out a more consistent race. So, a brilliant chassis.
Looking ahead to 2024, it's that time of year. The focuses quickly shift. I know we discussed with yourself moving into Audi TT Cup racing for next year, but for yourself and the team as a whole, what's the plans going forward into the off season?
Carry on racing, keep on chipping away. Do some club rounds here and there, some Indy karts, do a load of testing. I'll hopefully be out coaching in the juniors, because I'm such a small guy. I'm pretty much getting a junior, I'm on weight, so push them round, and yeah, just chill out from now, really.
And for anyone